many years, scientists, ecologists, and conservationists alike have studied the topic of conservation in efforts to mitigate the human impact on Earth. They constantly study new ways to improve human processes and lessen the waste produced by humans. One of the most prevalent ways humans have negatively left a mark on Earth is with our plastic waste. According to ourworldondata.org, more than 2.2 billion tons of plastic are produced by humans each year. That amount is astronomically high, and it continues to grow year by year. It has grown exponentially since the invention of plastic more than 50 years ago. Today I will be telling you about harmful plastics, why they are bad for the earth, and what we can do to lessen our waste. To begin, harmful plastics or plastic itself is a synthetic material made from a wide range of polymers. Now, plastic itself, there are many different types of it, and they all have different additives and chemicals to give each plastic different characteristics. Some plastics are thin and clear to wrap around stuff, others are thicker and more tough. There's many different types, and they all are bad for Earth if wasted. Now that you know what plastics are, let's move on to why they're bad for Earth. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, there are more than 8 tons of plastic in the ocean each year. Now, plastics going into the ocean, this is bad for many reasons. Number one, it screws with the ecosystem. Many wildlife get entangled and digest these plastics, and it could prove fatal to the ecosystem. So these plastics that just clump up and build up in ecosystems destroy those ecosystems. They're also very toxic, and they're not good in any way. Plastics also take a really long time to go away, to decompose. According to the United Nations Environmental Program, the plastics that are going into the oceans, it's much worse than just that nowadays. Plastics are also being found in many soils across the earth. They're called microplastics, and these soils are accumulating these plastics are accumulating into the soils, and they're toxic. They latch onto other plastics, making them grow, and they leave toxic chemicals in the soil that, again, ruin ecosystems on the land and on the sea. Now, according to the cleanup.com, more than 80% of plastics found in the ocean come from the same 1,000 rivers. What does that mean? That means that the same 1,000 rivers are flowing the most plastic into the ocean. I actually looked at a map of these rivers, and I noticed that countries like the United States and many European countries house none of these rivers. And that is probably because of the different regulations across the globe and basically how these countries are taking pollution, how seriously they're taking the pollution problem. Many countries don't take it seriously at all, and you can tell that because most of the ocean pollution are coming from those countries. Now that we know why it's bad for the earth, we can move on to how you can reduce the amount of plastic wastes. To begin, you can join an environmental movement. There are many environmental movements across the globe, and an example of one is Earth Day. They have more than 75,000 active members across the globe today, and they post regularly online to keep the community open and meeting. They educate the population about pollution, and they host events to help mitigate the problem. Many companies nowadays, including the oceancleanup.com, invent their own machinery that literally pull the trash out of the ocean. Now, cleanup.com has invented their version of it. It's a floating vehicle called the Interceptor with a rotating conveyor belt on it that scoops up all the floating trash. They use that vehicle to clean up ocean debris. I mean, it might be hard to do that yourself, but personally, you could recycle your plastic waste at home. If you have a blue bin or a recyclable bin, put those plastics in there, and all of the recyclable materials you can put in there. You can sell your cans and bottles, and reduce plastic waste trash. Always avoid littering, because litter has a huge chance to end up in the ocean rather than being thrown away in a trash can. And thank you. I hope you can take what you've learned today and make a difference and mitigate the amount of plastic that you waste in hopes to create a better earth for tomorrow. Thank you.